When people are communicating, think about it. They really care, right? Even imperfectly, it is usually a sign they still care enough to stay engaged. When they turn consistently quiet and they detach, it often signals they're done investing emotional energy, whether in personal relationships or working in a large hospital workplace environment. The key to learn the difference between healthy quiet, which is rest, reflection, space, give me my own space, and the kind of silence that means total disengagement, quiet quitting, or emotional shutdown. At this point, it's possibly too late. In close relationships, steady communication, checking in, asking how are you, sharing thoughts, even disagreeing, is a sign of emotional investment and care. Research on psychological disengagement shows that when someone stops sharing, stops asking, and stops reacting, the relationship may still function on the surface, but the emotional connection is unraveling underneath. It's done, son. Silence can show up in two very different ways. Healthy silence, time outs to think, cool down, or self-regulate, with a later return to conversation. Harmful silence, stonewalling, or the silent treatment, used to punish, control, or avoid responsibility, which over time becomes a strong predictor of relationship breakdown. When quiet means I'm done, a person who is truly usually shifts from emotional reactions to emotional absence. They are less curious. They stop bringing up issues. They no longer argue and no longer expect repair. This is similar to quiet quitting in relationships, where one partner stops putting in effort and simply coasts until things end or flatten into emotional roommate status. Warning signs include no follow-up after conflict, just distance and indifference. Minimal or one-word responses, no initiative to connect, and no interest in solving problems. A feeling of emotional vacancy, even when you are physically together. In a large hospital workplace environment, active communication, asking questions, clarifying orders, updating the team, and offering help is a core part of caring, both for patients and coworkers. When staff are talking, huddling, and checking on each other, it often signals engagement and a sense of shared responsibility, even if the conversations are sometimes intense. But quiet in this setting can also carry two meanings. It can be a healthy quiet, focused on concentration during high-risk tasks, or calm, respectful silence while listening to patients and families, which is associated with better patient-centered care. Disengaged quiet, staff who stop speaking up, stop offering ideas, and only do the bare minimum, aligning with quiet quitting, is linked to burnout, poor management, and a breakdown in team connection. So reading the signals at work. In a large hospital workplace environment, patterns of withdrawal, no longer participating in huddles, minimal email or handoff communication, avoiding eye contact, or giving only yes and no answers are a classic signs of disengagement, not introversion. Quiet quitting often shows up as decreased initiative, invisible presence in meetings, and a emotional distance from the team's wins and losses. For leaders and peers, consistent communication, thanking, asking, clarifying, checking on wellness is one of the strongest ways to show people they matter and to pull them back from disengagement before they are fully, totally done. For individuals, honoring your own inner quiet, to think, to protect your peace, to not overtalk, while still speaking up about your safety, respect, and boundaries, is how you show you care about yourself, your relationships, and your workplace at the same time. All right, that's it. Peace.